Most of the vampires that we see in modern films or writing are definitely filled with a great deal of erotic charge. Eric Norman, for example, and Bill Compton from the TV series of True Blood, or Demon from the Vampire Diaries. But in the novel, Dracula's power have nothing to do with sex, while his 3 wives do.
All 3 had brilliant white teeth that shone like pearls against the ruby of the voluptuous lips. There was something about them that made me uneasy, some longing and at the same time some deadly fear. I felt in my heart a wicked, burning desire that they would kiss me with those red lips. It is not good to note this down, lest some day it should meet Mina's eyes and cause her pain, but it is the truth. They whispered together, and then they all 3 laughed, such a silvery, musical laugh, but as hard as though the sound never could have come through the softness of human lips. It was like the intolerable, tingling sweetness of water glasses when played on by a cunning hand. The fair girl shook her head coquettishly, and the other 2 urged her on. One said, "Go on, you are the first, we shall follow. Yours is the right to begin." The other added, "He's young and strong, there are kisses for us all." The girl went on her knees and bent over me, simply gloating. There was a deliberate voluptuousness which was both thrilling and repulsive, and as she arched her neck, she actually licked her lips like an animal, till I could see in the moonlight the moisture shining on the scarlet lips and on the red tongue as it lapped the white sharp teeth. Lower and lower went her head, as the lips went below the range of my mouth and chin, and seemed to fasten on my throat. Then she paused, and I could hear the churning sound of her tongue as it licked her teeth and lips, and I could feel the hot breath on my neck. Then the skin of my throat began to tingle as one's flesh does when the hand that is to tickle it approaches nearer, nearer. I could feel the soft, shivering touch of the lips on the supersensitive skin of my throat, and the hard ends of 2 sharp teeth just touching and pausing there. I closed my eyes in languorous ecstasy and waited with beating heart.
This is the first encounter of Harker with the Count's 3 wives, and in simply 5 minutes they have been able to promise him more satisfaction than his wife, Mina, could do in a lifetime. Harker is clearly frightened, but the power of the 3 women have. This can be seen as an acknowledgement of Bram of how powerful women could be if they freed themselves by the strict expectation of the Victorian era, where a woman could only be a wife, a virgin, or a mother. Otherwise, they would be not helpful for the society. Lucy and Mina are both chaste and symbol of purity and innocence. When Dracula turns Lucy into a vampire, all the men, Van Helsing, Harker and Sewer, keep an eye on Mina, but in reality it's just because they fear that she will acknowledge the power of her sexuality.
You think to baffle me? You with your pale faces all in a row like sheep in a butcher's. You shall be sorry yet, each one of you. You think you have left me without a place to rest, but I have more. My revenge is just begun. I spread it over centuries, and time is on my side. Your girls that you all love are mine already, and through them you and others shall yet be mine, my creatures, to do my bidding and to be my jackals when I want to feed. Bah!
In these lines, Dracula mocks Van Helsing by declaring that his power is over women and women's power is over men and the world.
I could see even Arthur's face grow hard as he looked. Presently he said to Van Helsing, "Is this really Lucy's body, or only a demon in her shape?" "It is her body, and yet not it. But wait a while, and you shall see her as she was and is." She seemed like a nightmare of Lucy as she lay there, the pointed teeth, the blood-stained voluptuous mouth, which made one shudder to see the whole carnal and unspirited appearance seeming like a devilish mockery of Lucy's sweet purity. Van Helsing, with his usual methodicalness, began taking the various contents from his bag and placing them ready for use. First, he took out a soldering iron and some plumbing solder, and then a small oil lamp, which gave out, when lit in a corner of the tomb, gas which burned at a fierce heat with a blue flame. Then his operating knives, which he placed to hand, and last a round wooden stake, some 2½ or 3 inches thick and about 3 feet long. One end of it was hardened by charring in the fire, and was sharpened to a fine point. With this stake came a heavy hammer, such as in households is used in the coal cellar for breaking the lumps. We all looked at Arthur. He saw too what we all did, the infinite kindness which suggested that his should be the hand which would restore Lucy to us as a holy and not an unholy memory. Arthur took the stake and the hammer, and when once his mind was set on action, his hands never trembled nor even quivered. Van Helsing opened his missal and began to read, and Quincy and I followed as well as we could. Arthur placed the point over the heart, and as I looked, I could see its dint in the white flesh. Then he struck with all his might. The thing in the coffin withered, and a hideous, blood-curdling screech came from the opened red lips. The body shook and quivered and twisted in wild contortions. The sharp white teeth champed together till the lips were cut, and the mouth was smeared with a crimson foam. But Arthur never faltered. He looked like a figure of Thor as his untrembling arm rose and fell, driving deeper and deeper the mercy-bearing stake, whilst the blood from the pierced heart welled and spurted up around it.
This is the moment where Lucy, who has been turned into a vampire by Dracula, is staked in order to be stopped and freed. First, we can see how this act of liberation holds the promise to remake Lucy in a holy condition. She is clearly punished for being available to the seduction of Dracula, and the act of staking her is unmistakably described with erotic words. So if you like these videos, please don't forget to press like at the end of it, and obviously like our page All You Can Learn Arese if you haven't done it yet. If you want to comment below this video to tell us what you like about this book or what you didn't like, please feel free to do that. In the meantime, see you for the next episode of Easy Your Literature with Quarantine. Thank you and goodbye.